So, Neil, you'll be disappointed to leave the FA Trophy at this stage. 3-1 defeat. What were your thoughts on the game?
Well, first half, barring the goal, I thought we'd done well. Played obviously good shape about us, worked them really well, and obviously Adams had a good opportunity from a header. Finn's had another one. Keeper's made a very good save, and limited. I mean, they're at home. We knew it was going to be always going to be a tough game, particularly after beating them a couple of weeks back. But then they get the goal. Mo's done really well, but we talked about Mo previously. We know obviously with his spell with us of what he's dangerous at. He didn't listen, and a great finish, by Eze. To be fair, we had a similar shot at our place, which Matty touched onto the post, but a similar situation. Then thought we were, still in the game, without creating a great deal, but you're not going to get lots of chances in these games. Came out second half. I thought we were okay again. First 5 or 10 minutes, created opportunities. Again, not putting them away. And then, someone's dived in on the touchline. Defensively, we haven't covered ourselves in glory in our own 6-yard box. Again, Mo's come in and finished. And then after that, for a spell of about 25 minutes, they were all over us, I thought. We lost our shape, we lost, and then people start diving in, taking the easy way out. And as I've said, and I stand here all the time and take responsibility, because ultimately I'm the manager, but people have to take responsibility for their own performances, and in tough situations, it's when you've got to be stand up and be counted, and I thought in that spell was not acceptable from some players, some of them threw the towel in, if I'm honest, for that 20-25 minute spell, made the changes, came to life a little bit. Again, we've had another couple of good chances, and then we have finally scored, and then we've created another, keeper's made another couple of good saves, but by that time, all that effort and work rate's gone, because it's too late. You're not going to come to Chorley 3-1, get one back in 80 whatever minutes, and going to get another 2, although we had chances too. So overall, I think my overarching, thoughts on the game is, we done well for large parts. We had that spell once they scored after 25 minutes, just not acceptable. And I think people have said, and I've said it myself, so when we go, not so much a goal down today, just thought we were still in the game, but once a second win in, we never looked like we were ever going to get back in the game until, as I say, till we made the changes. But it's easy, isn't it, when you're 2-3-0 down to look as if you're having a go.
So you made a number of changes to the side compared to the last side that you put out. You also seem to be playing a different sort of game. Tactically, it felt a bit different, more width, getting some balls in from wide areas, and it seemed to be working pretty well in terms of creating opportunities, especially in the first half, early part of the second half.
Yeah, so we should change slightly. I think you've seen in the last couple of games when we play this system, the fullbacks of the opposition were getting out too easy. They matched us up today. Where we played with Finn and Robbo a little bit in behind, obviously Adam, because Enoch's injured, so he wasn't available to us today. And then with two lads in the middle of the pitch, you can get round in Lee and Christie, and the wing backs higher, getting the wing backs further up the pitch. That was the plan. And as I say, get Dave scored. That can always happen with a bit of quality. I thought we were in the game, doing really well. But once the second went in, as I say, we had that spell of 25 minutes, which was not 20-25, might be exaggerating, but it seemed 20, well, it actually spent about 70 minutes when you're sitting on the bench. But so yeah, but that's us, isn't it? We're good in spells. Football's not about spells. Football's about 90 plus whatever minutes. And I think it's clear to see, that at this moment in time, we're not good enough. We have to improve. We're trying to improve. We're trying to bring players in to improve the group. I've said it in there, so it's not that I'm not saying in here, players will be leaving the football club. But to be able to do that, we've got to bring lads in, and that's not for other reason that we need to strengthen. And lads, it's pointless me keep moaning and groaning and shouting at people, because that's not the way I want to be. And one thing I will say about these group of lads is, they're a great group of people. And group of lads, and me shouting at them isn't going to improve. So we stay, we stay as calm as we possibly can, and find a solution. Yeah. That's what we've got to do as a management team. It's always going to be tough, and the problem you have in football and in general on sport is when you're on a losing run, confidence goes, and it's how you build that confidence up. And you would have thought when we beat Chorley a couple of weeks back that would have helped, but it hasn't. But we're still struggling to score goals, and we're struggling to keep them out. So that's not a good recipe in the game of football.
So some lapses of concentration today and effort from what you were saying, some likely changes ahead in terms of the squad, but you've got to work with what you've got at the moment. So you made changes late on where you pushed Crystal up front, which you've done before, put him in that kind of makeshift centre forward role. He caused them some trouble, didn't he? And he might have got a goal as well.
He does. I think at this level, you do need a focal point. Our focal point last year was Bobby. I think people forget until Bobby came in, we were a little bit similar. Obviously, we're in the league lower, and we had Solomon and Finn and getting in goals. But it wasn't until Bobby came in, really, when we had that focal point to get up the pitch. And now when you step up a league and you don't have that, let's not forget pre-Christmas last year, and we're struggling to find that person. We've tried 3 or 4, 5 different lads. People might say it's desperation, throwing a centre-back. It's not. It's using what you've got. We've got a number of centre-backs, and Chris occupies centre-halves. I think you've seen again today, their centre-backs in the main have won most of the physical battle. Although I thought Adam Thomas was good first half, using his body. So, yeah, if it needs must, really, at the moment, and it's finding a way. It's not anything other than can we get up the pitch and create. Chris has had 2 good chances. We took one really well down on his chest and volley, and great save by the goalkeeper. But as I say, we've got to defend better as a team, because if you don't defend well, and that was the big thing, even when we were losing games early on the season, we weren't conceding goals. Now we're conceding goals at a regular rate, sloppy. So that's got to stop. And then, we've got to find a way because you guys might tell me different, the supporters might tell me different, but I think we're creating opportunities. I think we're creating chances. Maybe not working the goalkeeper enough, but I think if you do have a recognised 9 who's been about a Bobby, I think Bobby scores again a couple of goals today. All this buts and maybes. If we weren't creating anything, then I would be really, really concerned. I'm concerned, obviously, because at the rate that we're not winning football matches. But the main thing for me is we're creating opportunities, but it's been saying that all season, really. So we've got to find a way.
So attention now obviously moves to the next game. I'm sure you'll say that you'll think about that tomorrow. But the next game is next Saturday, Needham Market. A really pretty critical game in terms of our league position and theirs.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts as we go forward to that, beyond what you've said to us already?
Every game's critical, isn't it, now? Obviously, Needham Market are down there. It's a home game. They've come up like we have and found it difficult. But yeah, anyone who knows me, I've been on this football all week. I'll be on it all next week. The fact that we don't have a Tuesday game helps, because then Tuesday games, when you're not winning, it's difficult when they're one after the other in terms of matches. So yeah, we've got to try and bring some players into the squad. But as I keep saying, and I know people are saying about recruitment, and it's a lot easier said than done. Believe me, it's a lot easier said than done. And it's not just about fixing one area. There's a number of areas to fix. But ultimately, we've all got to stand up and be counted. And spells in games where that's not happening.